Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
The Walking Dead, The Best Defense. Now, I have read the comic books for The Walking Dead, and I watched the TV show. I'm a fan of both. I wouldn't say I'm overly a huge fan, but enough to follow both of them, so I'm really excited for a Walking Dead game. In The Best Defense from Cryptozoic, we get the best Walking Dead game on the market. I would have to exclude the miniatures game from that, because I haven't played it quite yet. I just got my hands on it. But of all the other games released, I would put The Best Defense as top of that list. The Best Defense gives you this little area game where you're moving the characters from the show around, and you'll just be basically doing combat and trying to survive for a number of rounds. You do get to play all of the characters from the show, and that includes Daryl, Michonne, Andrea, and the whole gang is there. And you do get some of the allies, but really they're just tokens that you're going to have. So what you're going to be doing is just moving around the board. It does have a really neat leader mechanic where one player will be the leader for each round, and he will actually move the characters. And then on your turn, you can pay a food, or a resource if you will, to defy the leader to move where you want to be, because you're going to have these event cards that you're going to play. The leader's going to play both of theirs, but everybody else is only going to play one. So you can't tell the leader what's on those cards, nor can he tell you what's on his. So he doesn't necessarily know where you want to be or would be most beneficial to be. And you don't know where it is the best to be on his turn. There's a little push and pull of that. So he may move you somewhere you don't want to go, or it may be beneficial for you to move later. That's a really interesting mechanic, and it kind of plays off the show a little bit, where sometimes you don't always want to do what the leader wants you to do. Now, you really do need to work as a team on this, because when you're in the same location and shooting together, you can add up your pips on your dice together and making it stronger. So, for example, whatever you roll on the dice is divided by 5, and that's how many walkers you kill. So if I roll a 6 divided by 5, I would kill 1 walker. But if I roll a 6, I would kill 1 walker. And if you rolled a 4 on your turn, you would kill 0, right? But if we rolled those together in the same location, 6 plus 4 is 10, divided by 5, we would kill 2 walkers. So instead of killing just 1, with our combined score, we would kill 2. That's very, very important, because the game kind of pushes you to work together. That's a really good idea for the game, and I really like how it works. Now, some of this is abstracted, how there's just like 4 plops, and you're just kind of moving these standees around, and you're really just rolling dice based on what weapon you have. Each of the locations has a different resource that they will give you, and this is randomized at the beginning of the game. So one will give you allies, which will entitle you to additional pips on your dice. One will give you food, which can be energy or health down the line. You're going to have equipment, which is just that, ways to get guns and defense. And you're going to have ammo, which you're going to need to put into those guns. So one of the things that we struggled with was that randomly, the game is going to be easier if the 2 locations that have equipment and ammo are next to each other, because they're constantly going to need ammo. And the ammo is different. So rifle ammo, handgun ammo does not work in a shotgun. So you kind of need to match those up. Now, you can trade when you're in the same location as somebody. That does make it easier. But just know that the game is going to be randomly easier if the ammo and the equipment are together. At least that's my 2 cents on that. The game really does pull the theme in a very abstracted way. You're still rolling dice, which you're going to do in most of these games. And it really kind of works. I like how the tokens, the food, and the allies are able to help you in your game, but in very different ways. Now, The Walking Dead: The Best Defense, which I believe was a mainstream mass market game, and it might be one of the best I've seen. Now, I'm not comparing this to a gamer's game that one of our games that they happen to put in like a Target or a Walmart. This is a game that I believe started out as mass market. And I have to say they did a darn good job with it. It's a very good mass market game, if not one of my favorite mass market games ever. As a gamer's game, it does have some flaws. I don't like that you can't move to any location. It's going to have some dice rolling, a little bit of luck involved in it. But I don't think that it takes anything away from the game. Now, this is a game that I'd probably recommend you to try before you buy. If you're a huge Walking Dead fan, then this is going to be an instant purchase from you. It's going to take the time period. I think the game is set in perhaps the end of Season 2. It does have Michonne in it. There is the prison, so maybe bleeds into Little 3. The governor hasn't shown up yet. There is an expansion that includes the governor, but he's not in this game. In this game, we're moving just locations, and we're fighting walkers. That's where we sit at. The game does drag on a little bit at the end, but that could have been our plays in it in the way we think. But the turns should move pretty quickly. And I could even see you having a timer, maybe like a 2-minute timer for each round, just to keep it moving, but also kind of increases that pressure of your decision making. I really feel like this game does bring The Walking Dead alive where some of the other games have not. It does have the TV stills instead of original artwork, which I adore and love. That doesn't bother me in the least. I really like that. The people we played with really got into the characters and where they should be and kind of role-playing them almost a little bit. So it was really fun for us. I did enjoy this game. It's Walking Dead: The Best Defense. Here is the box for The Walking Dead, the board game, The Best Defense. It looks really cool. I like the picture of Rick here. I think the artwork and design on this is great. This is going to be based on the hit AMC TV series and not the comic books. That's a big deal to some gamers. So what you're going to get inside is you're going to get a rule book. I don't particularly find it a fantastic rule book. Actually, it's pretty bad. It's the organization of it that's so bad, but it is what it is. Here's the organization of the game. You're going to get the round turn marker. You're going to get some characters. So let's talk about who you get in this one. Everybody loves Andrea. You're going to get Maggie. You're going to get Glenn. You're going to get Rick. You're going to get Michonne. And you're going to get Daryl. So a lot of the fan favorites are in there. Unfortunately, you don't get Carl. You're going to get 4 locations: the prison, the highway, the town, and the farm. These are all locations from the show. Most going from season 2 to season 3 would be my guess. You're going to get a deck of cards here for the equipment. Let's check out the other side of them. So you're going to get stills from the show, kind of the weapon or what you're going to get. And there's 4 decks of these. This is food. And this is just, usually it's just how much food you're going to gain. So, what you actually need is this little small print right here versus what you have there. Okay, you're going to have the alternative motives, which you're probably not going to want to play with, but if you wanted to play, this just means it's going to make the game harder. So you have to stockpile 8 food or stockpile 6 allies. So it basically is going to keep you from using your resources. There's going to be an ally deck, which will be used here. Once again, stills, and you'll roll the dice for these a lot of times, or you'll just gain allies. So what you actually need, yes, it's reused quite a bit. That's what those are going to do. And then you're going to get ammo, which you're going to need for your equipment, usually your guns. So this one's you find nothing, you misfired. Here's crossbow. Frustratingly, the ammo, you need a certain ammo card. So this is rifle, you'll need it with a rifle. So you have a shotgun, this will be useless to you. While realistic, isn't all that much fun. Then you have the event deck. These will be the cards that you'll be drawing. Oh, got an ally in there. So these are things that will be happening to you. Once again, stills from the show. And the last couple of things you're going to get here are the zombies. They're represented by chits. One side will be 3, one side will be 1. The allies are kind of the same way. Your health are represented by these chits. They're a little thin, but they're okay. And then you're going to have ammo, which is the same way. So you're going to have a number of these that will come in the game. All of the characters will be stand-ups. So you just have a picture of their face. And then you'll have a number of dice that will come with it. Most of them are 6-sided dice. You're going to have this one that's just 1s, 2s, and 3s. You also get some of these little baggies that come with it. I didn't need to use them. I feel like that's fine. But to each your own. And the insert kind of fits the game. It's pretty nice. Not too bad. The rules for the game are a little hard to get through. There isn't a place in the game that says end of game. There isn't a place that tells you how to win and how to lose. It's in 3 or 4 different places in the rules, and that's just unacceptable to me. It's not a very good rule book. I wish that there was a rule summary, which I guess there is on the back, but I just wish it was a little bit more clear on what you're doing and when you do things, and it wasn't so jumbled. I can't believe this got past an editor or somebody thought that this rule book was a good idea. It's not. The rule book is a complete and utter failure. I'm going to kind of show you about the flow. So we're going to have a round tracker where the rounds will be coming. And one way you win is just surviving the 12 hours until, I guess, daylight or 12 days or however you want to spin it. What you're going to do to set up the game is you're going to have the 4 town places that you're going to have here. I'm putting them really close together just so they can sit on here, and you're randomly going to put the stack of cards out. All of these are going to act the same except for the prison, which we're going to have an extra rule here that you ignore the first 3 workers at the end of the location. So this is where you don't mind zombies kind of or walkers piling up. You're going to have your people that will be represented by here, and you'll put those out on the game board. Now, you will have this leadership token. I'll put Rick out also. You have this leadership token that we passed around. Now this game's a little bit unique in that everybody's going to get 2 of these events. And these events are normally going to add walkers. So I'll show you a couple of these. If you're at the highway, add 1 walker to the highway. If you're not at the highway, add 1 to 3 because you roll the dice to the highway. Or if you're at the highway, draw an equipment card. If you're not at the highway, okay, so these just happen to be both highway. Let me show you another one. Oh, another highway. Let me show you another one. Add 1 to 3 walkers to each location that has no walkers. Each survivor who has no food loses all of their allies. So things will happen, and you have decisions to make. So everybody will have 2 of these each round. Whoever the leader is going to play both of them, and everybody else is going to play 1 and discard the other because you're going to draw 2 new ones each round. Now, you're never allowed to discuss your cards. You can't tell people where things are going to go. So what's going to happen first is the leader is going to move people. You can always move to an adjacent space or stay where you're at. So the leader will move people, normally based on these cards. Now, the other people can kind of discuss it and be like, I don't want to move there, but inevitably it's the leader's decision. The person holding this, Rick's badge, will make that decision. And then what he will do is the leader will then play both of his event cards. Play these and add walkers to the board. And then the other players can then defy the leader by paying a food, which is a resource, to move wherever they want adjacent. So they can move 1 more spot. So if you really need to get to the highway with Michonne, let's say, and the leader moved her here, she could pay a food and move another spot. And then they will play 1 of their 2 cards. And everybody will do that in turn order. Once that's done, you will then fight the walkers. And you will do so by using your equipment cards or weapons that you have. Everybody gets 1 free at the beginning of the game. So basically what you're going to do really most of the time is this. You're going to have one of these cards. Here's a rifle, and let's pretend like you had some ammo for it, which if you don't have any ammo, you can't use it. So you need this ammo, which you will use. So each turn you can use 1 ammo. So you can use 1 ammo, and that will allow you to roll 2 dice. And what you do is you roll the dice, and you add them up. So 6, you divide by 5. That would allow me to kill 1 walker. So the more dice you roll, the better. In this case, 2. 1 is really hard because you have to roll 5 or 6 to actually kill something. If you're in the same location, you roll all of your dice together and then divide them up and then kill how many walkers. So it's much better to have more people The more of the players together, the stronger you are because you can round up, which is very powerful. So you also, when you're at a location, you can take one of the top card and you can keep it. Keep this card. Just be mindful that if any of these 4 decks run out, you lose the game. And if there are walkers there at the end of the turn, so let's say there are 3 walkers here and nobody for them to munch on. If they were here, they would munch on these guys and they would lose health. If they are here, they will eat these cards. So in this case, 3 cards would come off this deck. So slowly, and they would come out of the game, never to return. So this deck will eventually get down pretty low. So really all you're doing, and what's really neat is that leader mechanic where I'm pushing people around, sometimes against their will, because I don't know what event cards they have, and they don't know what event cards I have. So that can be a very important part of it. And that's best defense. Who should buy this game? Now look, this is obviously for fans of The Walking Dead, the television series. And they're going to want to buy this game immediately. And I'm one of those people. If they're not a gamer, this is an instant buy. It's going to blow their mind. It's going to be better than anything they've ever seen. And they're probably going to enjoy this game immensely. If you have some Walking Dead friends that you kind of want to get into gaming, it's a great place to start. This is a really good game to start with. For us gamers that are looking for a gaming experience, this might stay on the family side of things. If you have some kids who watch The Walking Dead and you want to enjoy the Walking Dead series, a game based on that with them, then this would be it. For those of us that are just in it for the gameplay, this game is not going to make the cut. I'm going to tell you to at least try it before you buy it. You're going to be buying this game because of the license. Now, there is a game attached to it, and it's a decent game. But when you just have a collection the size that I do, and you have to make these kind of hard decisions, and this was a hard decision. But it was a hard decision because of the license. With that said, there's a pretty neat little game attached to it. So don't think that there isn't. Otherwise, try before you buy, see if it's something that you would like, and make your own conclusion. I'm going to go ahead and purge this one. But there is a marketplace for this game. And I think some people are really going to like this game. So don't pass it by if it looks like something that you might like.